What's going on? Welcome back to the Fantasy Twins live stream, week 2 NFL.
Yeah.
And boy, week 1, got a lot to talk about today, right?
It was shaky. Shaky.
So I know a lot of y'all, it's a lot that went down. Injuries, players getting arrested, tight ends. Ooh, what were we just saying about tight ends, man? What kind of tight ends do we need right now?
We need tight ends that's gonna perform like Uncle Shay Shay. You ain't coming like Uncle Shay Shay, and that's how. And take notes from the GOAT, one of the GOAT tight ends, cause like the tight ends this week, Travis Kelce didn't really do anything. You know, Dalton Kincaid didn't do anything.
Not much.
Trey McBride didn't really
There was
do
a lot of
anything.
hype about him. Not much.
George Kittle didn't really do anything.
CMC went out too.
Njoku got hurt. Hopefully he heals up, get better. We'll get into injuries later on. Jake Ferguson went down. So it's just like the tight ends ain't really do anything unless your name was Isaiah Likely, you know.
And
Like,
you know she got him?
Yeah, I had him on the bench.
Boy,
I did not know he was gonna come out like that.
It's always tough leaving, those guys on the bench that you're not really sure of.
Man, not opening night left me with a toe no moment, man. But
It be like that, man. It's just like you gotta just run with your own advice sometimes. Sometimes we, listen in to all these different analysts and try to get as much information that we can about players, and then we just end up not even going with our gut sometimes.
And it's another thing, it's just like week 1, a lot of these players they don't play preseason, so
Right.
they gotta get into form and shake off rust. So it's just like not everybody's gonna come out the gate like Tyreek Hill. He's just a different breed.
Like Tyreek Hill, man.
He's just a different breed. Like
For that to happen to him and him still to come out and put up 130, that's different.
Yeah, he just a different breed. Like so. What did you think about the biggest upset of the week? Obviously, you know which one was the biggest upset.
I want to say,
Y'all know. They know what the biggest upset was. The team that dressed like Tony the Tigers, they ain't eat they frosted flakes.
Yeah, there we go.
They ain't eat they frosted flakes, man.
Yeah, the Bengals, man. I'm at work looking at the game like, okay.
Not good, and I got Joe Burrow on fantasy.
Like, I don't even know who went crazy for the Patriots like that.
The Bengals just got bullied, y'all. Like obviously, what I take away from watching that game and watching the highlights, the person they got rid of, going crazy with C.J. Stroud. So the run game ain't really there no more.
Yeah, you gotta have a run
to
game.
open up that play action pass. That's where they struggling. Like the Bengals always had a consistent run game as long as Joe Mixon was back there. So now Joe Mixon is not back there, things gonna get shaky. So it's just like I said, players gotta shake off rust. Like Jamar Chase still gonna put up his numbers, but it gotta be like a level of consistency like with that team, because it's just too much off the field drama leading into the season, and that could take a turn in directions. Like T. Higgins got a hamstring injury now that's lingering, and like this next matchup they play, they need them to play because they play Kansas City.
Right.
But
that's gonna be a big test for them.
Anybody that follow fantasy and follow football, like it's always an occurring thing that Joe Burrow always starts his season off slow.
He starts slow. The Chiefs start a little bit slow. But man, yeah, the Bengals really let me down.
Yeah. I lost a week because of him.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna panic because it's only week 1.
Yeah, it's week 1. You don't want to panic. You don't want to panic sell your guys. You know, they're coming. All these teams are coming out trying new things. They want to get a feel for their personnel. What can they run out of their offense with these guys in the field? And to me, what I seen was that the run game, man. The run game was really slept on. I slept on running backs in the draft because going back to my strategy was to get some depth at receiver. I wanted to find guys with some really good offenses, and a guy that really performed for me this week was Shaheed from the Saints. And I left him on the bench as well, man, for Chris Olave.
Because nobody knew Derek Carr was finna fuck.
Chris Olave, man.
Yeah, see, it's the first week, things happen. Like, everybody planning, they think they just gonna have a fire first week, but not really. Unless you had players like Mr. Saquon Barkley, had a receiving touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns.
But it's crazy because I went up against Saquon and I still won.
Saquon finished the week as
with
a running back with 30.
I think Joe Mixon was up there in points as well.
20, around 26.
Ramondre Stevenson was up there with 24.
J.K. Dobbins got off.
J.K. Dobbins, great job. Who else?
Oh, what's the boy that for the Niners had a buck? 50?
Oh, Mason,
yeah.
And I was able to capture Mason off the waivers. Let's go.
Waiver wire magnet right here, man.
Jason, what is his name? Jonathan Mason. But shout out to him, man. I mean, if you're playing behind a guy like Christian McCaffrey, you gotta be taking notes, right?
Yeah.
You gotta be taking notes.
I had Christian McCaffrey, he ain't played, so I lost in one of my leagues, won in the other one. But who did win me the lead for the ESPN, like I told you, in the words of Eminem, guess who's back? You know who back? Y'all know who back.
No.
Mr. Cooper Kupp. It's
Cooper
back,
Kupp, man.
And it's finna get
still in the draft.
Mr. Cooper Kupp is back, and it's finna get real nasty. Hopefully Puka get better. They moved him to IR. But for those who have Cooper Kupp, you already know what you expect. Two seasons ago, he was killing in fantasy. Now he's finna do the same thing. More target share is be going his way now that Puka is on IR. Another waiver wire pickup is Demarcus Robinson. So now he slides into that number two option now that Cooper Kupp is your number 1 since Puka's out. So if you're looking to pick up anybody on the waiver wire, Demarcus Robinson is a good addition to your team if you need somebody in the flex. Because Matt Stafford, we all know he's still passing. Passing the ball.
He looked pretty good. I like he was really slinging that.
Yeah.
But man, another team that let me down was the Flock, man. The Flock. The Flock.
Yeah. I mean, that game. I mean, for people that have Lamar Jackson, Lamar put up at least 26 for fantasy. That's good production. Now, and y'all probably like, well, I don't have Lamar. I got Mark Andrews. Now that you see, it's like a 2-headed monster that they gotta feed over there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see how that target share works out from week to week. But they're gonna use Justice Hill in more of a passing scheme, like running back, and Derek is gonna be more of like the running back. They're not gonna really use Derrick Henry in the receiving element of the running back. That's why Justice Hill is his number's gonna jump. So I'm pretty sure he's on a lot of people's waiver wires going into week 2.
Pick him up.
And the Ravens do play the Raiders, so obviously it's enough to be said. Y'all see what J.K. did running the ball. So
yeah,
it's just
the Raiders, they just got bullied.
They got bullied on the ground. So, but back to that, if you have Zay Flowers, he had a decent game.
He give me the cool.
Yeah, like
points.
if Lamar hits that,
I'm not panicking on over Zay Flowers.
like that offense will pan out for himself. Like and like another team that a lot of people had the game that we talked about. That game was going to be the game between Indy and Houston.
Yeah, that was a great game.
Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson looked really good.
Yeah,
man.
he running, throwing, throwing some bombs too.
Yeah, he put up close to 30.
About 27, 26. And then, you know, I know a lot of people have Stephon Diggs.
A lot of people were like kind of worried about Diggs and the Houston's offense, but you know, CJ was really spreading that ball around.
He spread like that offense is going to get better week to week. It's going to get better week to week because Tank Dell may be a week for Tank Dell, maybe a week for Nico Collins, or it's just like y'all seen in the game that hey Joe Mixon was eating, so you gotta feed the ball when it's working.
Yeah, you know, I was absolutely expecting Joe Mixon's, you know, have a really breakout game going into a new team. I'm not sure, you know, how he left the Bengals, but I mean, it looked like
the Bengals need him.
The Bengals really needed a back, so
in a box of Frosted Flakes.
So salute to Joe Mixon out there doing his thing, man. If you got him on your fantasy lineup, you know, keep him in there this week.
Yeah. They play the Bears on Sunday night football, you know.
Yes, talking about the Bears, man. I
mean,
defense, man.
Defense won them that game.
Defense won them that game, absolutely.
I'm not gonna first NFL career game, so you really can't be that judgmental. Like,
yeah,
she's first NFL game, not preseason. It's real deal. So it's just like, you know, the saying, they get real in the field, so you better tighten up. So the Bears got tightened up on certain stuff. Like, they did lose Romeo Oduze. He's gonna be, I think, week to week. I think he has like a MCL sprain. So they would be monitoring that if you have him on your fantasy. So just make sure of that. So yeah, next man up over there, you know, Keenan Allen. He did drop a touchdown pass that in the end zone. That's not like Keenan, but like I said, as the weeks go and people get more acclimated within the offense, it's gonna get better because it don't really take that long for defense just to react to what they see. Offense, it take a minute to get chemistry. That's with everybody.
Yeah.
So it's just like their defense put up a lot of points. They had a couple of takeaways. So
what's going on? We got our first comment over here. Harry Schaff, evening gentlemen. Should I start Ayuk in my superflex instead of Bryce Young and Daniel Jones? Ooh man, so that's a tough one, man. You know, with Bryce Young, you know,
he's saying his options is Bryce Young or Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
start Bryce Young.
Because Daniel Jones, I mean,
no. Daniel Jones is bad.
Yeah, he's going up against the Commanders this week.
There's no upside to Daniel Jones. It's bad, man. It's bad over there in New York, and it's just like, only reason why we talk about New York is because of who? Malik Neighbors, and you feel bad for his production because Daniel Jones can't get the ball to him. So if you have Malik Neighbors,
you gotta be able to move that ball around.
If you have Malik Neighbors, you kind of like it's a tug of war right now. Like Malik Neighbors himself has a lot of upside, but at the same time, the quarterback play is trash. It's trash in New York.
Yeah, then I mean the Commanders defense versus the Chargers defense. Personally, I'm adding the Chargers defense this week. I'm personally attacking Carolina because of, you know, their young QB.
Who do the Commanders play?
The Commanders are going to be playing the Giants this week.
Okay, so, they're playing the Giants, and Jaden Daniels coming off his debut. I mean, they lost, but from a production standpoint, he chipped in about 25 to 26 fantasy points So he has a lot of upside because obviously he's a dual threat. So as of right now, he doesn't really have chemistry right now with his receivers. So he's running, which is good. But I'm telling y'all, when you get that chemistry with Terry McLaurin, it's up because then his numbers gonna go up. So
yeah, if you have Malik Neighbors, yeah, I mean, I would just leave him in there. You know, he's, you know, a good target on the field that, you know, he's got to get some receptions. That, you know, they got to get him moving in the offense if they want to, you know, be able to compete in this league. You got to generate some type of offense. And Daniel Jones, you know, they got to figure it out, man. But I mean, personally, if you have Neighbors and you're willing to roll the dice for Bryce Young this week,
they ain't finna figure it out. I'm telling y'all, they ain't figure out with Saquon. You know it hurt them to not pay the dude and then see him in a new uniform debut game. He put up 3 tutties.
Yeah, that's
the Giants are cooked.
That's tough to see.
So if you do have Malik Neighbors, like, I mean, you can hold on to him, hope for the best. You still going in with rookie hype, and along with rookie hype, it's like the people that have Marvin Harrison, don't panic.
Yeah, you don't want to panic. You
don't
saw
panic.
what Tyler said today.
Don't panic with Marvin Harrison. Trust me, he will get touches. That was his first NFL game.
Right.
So he had to get his feet wet. Once they get chemistry, the offense will be rolling. You seen that was a good back and forth game between the Buffalo Bills that they had. So like, it's definitely a lot of target share to go along in with Arizona. And if you have James Conner, he's still as productive as any other running back in the league. So like, yeah, it was a down day for Trey McBride, but that's all right. Like, they come back. They play the Rams. Second week, so that's gonna be a good one. That should be a good matchup because it's like you always want to see how the Rams defense is gonna look because it's no Aaron Donald now.
Right.
So it's just like
their pass rush
isn't
too good.
Can they stop the run game? Obviously, they could not stop the run game in that OT. So it's more of the Rams. You gotta worry about more of the defense because offense gonna put up points. If Cooper Kupp gonna be getting 17, 18 targets, and then Kyron Williams is gonna do his thing. So yeah, it's just what can the defense do?
Yeah, but going back to those defenses, man. Looking at the stat sheet here, Washington, they didn't do too hot. They ended up with a -2 against a Baker Mayfield who was a sleeper QB this year. A lot of people didn't think Baker Mayfield could follow up with his new team, you know, being bounced around the league. You know, you're gonna be a hungry quarterback. So
yeah, I think he found his home.
He might have found his home in Tampa Bay.
So and it's just like from the looks of it, he came out, threw 4 touchdowns, killed the noise, whatever you had to say about him, and they got good production over there with the running back White. Y'all know Mike Evans is a future Hall of Famer, so he always
Mr. Consistent himself.
Gonna do Mike Evans things. Chris Godwin, if he stays healthy, like he'll be consistent with numbers too. It's just he's always banged up over there, but like they're definitely in a division where they could win. Like, you know, that division is up for grabs. Anybody can win. So it's just like, speaking of that division, in the game with the Birds down there, the Falcons. I know everybody was, but y'all guys, this is first game back off of an Achilles injury, so it's just like you can't expect so much at once. Like, and I'm not gonna fuck. The Steelers kicked 6 field goals.
Hey, it was, you know what? It was a week for the kickers and
so
defense.
Yeah, so it's just like,
I hope you guys got some good kickers out there.
If you have Chris Boswell, Jake Moody, you got
Aubrey,
you got the kicker from the Saints. All of those kickers were definitely in the 20s.
20 plus is
20 plus. So I know some of y'all might have lost y'all leads due to a field goal kicker, whoever had the 49ers kicker. Like
Drake Moody.
Drake Moody,
I
six,
think he might have set it off for the
6 for 6. Like teams are being more aggressive. They're not turning down any points. So that's like some of the team's logic. Every time they go,
and I feel like they're doing that now. For the spread coverage.
Like the Niners scored on 8 straight possessions. So you got to think every time they stepped on the field, they left with a touchdown or 3 points.
Yeah, they're
so
serious about these points, man.
Yeah. So make sure y'all do get a good field goal kicker. Because obviously that is making and breaking people's weeks with these field goal kickers nailing from 50 plus multiple times. So
yeah, were you able to pick up some off the waivers?
Yeah.
Who'd you end up getting?
I ended up getting the Saints kicker. I know the Chicago Santos.
Yeah, Santos.
He be drilling those too. So it's just like you gotta have a good kicker, man. Like that's like you gotta have a good kicker.
So going into week 2, man, we just you don't want to panic sell your guys. You want to try to hold on to those guys that you thought would like do well, and they just underperformed. Like St. Brown is another guy who
don't worry about him.
Too hot.
Yeah, that was first game back.
And
it was another wide receiver. It was just his day. Williams, like it was just Williams' day.
Yeah, Jameson Williams.
Like it was just his day. Like, but you shouldn't be worried about that. Like obviously you seen Justin Jefferson for those.
I'm glad I took him.
Pick
first round.
Sam Darnold looking. He did good. You know. Like if he plays like that, then Justin Jefferson can definitely hit the numbers that he wants to hit. So it's just like, but see, they was playing the Giants last week, this week, upcoming week, the Vikings play the 49ers. So I don't know, that may be like you should see with the defense, like what they did to the Jets, couple turnovers, couple sacks. It's just like
the Jets. That Monday night game, I tuned in a little bit to it, and I can't really speak super much on it. But Aaron Rodgers,
he doesn't move outside the pocket, so he's now really a pocket passer. So
he's not like super mobile like how he used to be.
He's not really super mobile, and it really wasn't any utilization from the tight ends. Like he doesn't use his tight ends. Conklin has to be using the offense a little bit more. Surprisingly, but like I said, he has more connection with Alan Lazard. They played in Green Bay together, and you could see that off the back because Alan Lazard had a good game.
2 scores.
Like as long as Aaron Rodgers does stay healthy, Garrett Wilson's numbers will increase. Like don't be.
Yeah, if you're a Jets fan, I wouldn't be.
Y'all
I wouldn't be too worried.
Y'all have to open up against a team that was just in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so that's a really good test. Going into the season.
So that's a good test right there.
Yeah, week 1 they definitely gave us what we wanted.
Like the Jets played the Titans next, so that should be a way better outcome over there.
Jets and the Titans. Yeah, the Titans. Will Levis. I mean, who are they throwing the ball to like that in Tennessee? Because they
Calvin Ridley.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Calvin Ridley.
They still got D-Hop, but
I didn't really hear too much about D-Hop.
I know what D-Hop did.
If you got D-Hop on your team, I don't see him dropping into me leagues. Let me see how he did. D-Hop could potentially be some good trade value, potentially.
Okay.
He could definitely be some good trade value for the year.
So you wanna?
Yeah, D-Hop. He only had one catch, man.
All
for
right.
8 yards.
So in that game, we could go run down for week 2 matchup. So we got the Jets, Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
So Tennessee, you got Tajay Spears, Tony Pollard, but it looks like Tony Pollard is getting more touches than Tajay Spears.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
Tony
got
Pollard,
you
pretty
got
explosive.
Calvin Ridley over there, Will Levis. So those are like the main people that probably will be a factor throughout that game. But you got to realize they're going up against the Jets. So Sauce Gardner really not going to be on an old DeAndre Hopkins. Probably going to be matched up against Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
So you gotta think about that. If you do have Calvin Ridley, like they still got Sauce Gardner over there. The Jets do have a good run game. With Breece Hall, Breece Hall couldn't get off against the 49ers defense. But it may be his week going up against Tennessee. So I like the Jets in that matchup. I got the Jets beating Tennessee. So that's they should get their first season win.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a good fantasy day for everyone.
Yeah.
And Roger bounce back game against Tennessee.
I'm definitely starting Allen Lazard if you don't have any better options against Tennessee.
And then what about this? So we got the Colts and the Packers. Now I don't know everybody that had Jordan Love.
Yeah, that's
Look,
tough, man.
I put it like this: if you did have Jordan Love and you need a quarterback, if Baker Mayfield is available in your waiver wire, you might go ahead and scoop him up. That may prolong you for 4 weeks. So, but back to Green Bay. So obviously, Jordan Love went down with a knee injury. So they saying his time frame will be back 4 or 5 weeks. But let's be honest, people. Like, it's going to take some time, even when he does come back, to even get going again.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I guess their backup is Malik Willis. This is going to be the first time we all see tape. So this really going to tell you, like, do the Packers lean more on the run game with Josh Jacobs because they don't really believe in the quarterback like that passing-wise? So I know you have any receivers on Green Bay, you probably nervous right now.
Yeah, if you got Josh Jacobs, must start again.
Yeah.
His 80-yard performance.
So it's just like
came in the second half. He didn't really look too nice in the first half. So,
but I'm not gonna lie. I would be kind of nervous if I did have Romeo Doubs or Christian Watson or Reed. Like the performance Reed just had.
Yeah.
I don't see we never really seen Malik Willis play.
Yeah.
So it's just
not familiar with his game.
I'm not familiar with his game. I don't know if he run more or like how are they gonna. So it should be interesting to watch. But they play the Colts.
Yeah,
and
I'm favoring the Colts.
I'm favoring the Colts in that game because Anthony Richardson has way better upside. He runs. Obviously, he could throw the ball deep downfield.
Yeah, he looked really good. Man.
You got Michael Pittman Jr. You got Jonathan Taylor.
Alec Pierce.
You got Alec Pierce.
He was hot on the waivers last year.
You got Mitchell.
He's looking good.
So it's just like, as the weeks prolong, that'd be a team to creep up and make some noise. So, but I got the Colts beating Green Bay right now because they don't really have good quarterback play at the moment.
Now, talking about quarterback play, I think Josh Allen kind of surprised a lot of people. Whole new receiver lineup, and his mobility, man, is what got us all talking about Josh Allen in the first place.
That's how you feel?
I mean,
it is mobility. Look, man, that's cool and all running, but
yeah.
for us to actually got people on the receiving end, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. You need to get Dalton Kincaid in the offense, man. I don't like that.
You gotta
get
the receivers involved.
You gotta get the receiver. You just can't run around with your a chicken with his head cut off, cause that's good production, but at the same time, like you don't want to like put yourself in that situation. Like y'all see, he has a hand injury right now, so it's just like
you always want to keep it. You always want to play it safe.
You want to play it safe, but like at the same time, what are we talking about? Like Josh Allen, that's just the way he plays. He played reckless football. Like if it's 3rd and 5, and he don't have nobody, he going head first, and he gonna try to get the first down.
Yeah, that's something new. I'm seeing a lot of these receivers. They're running and really putting their bodies on the line.
But from the Buffalo point of view, like it's a good outlook for Keon Coleman. He was catching some passes. Like he caught a nice sideline pass from Josh Allen.
Yeah, Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis was
secure. In there. I just feel like it's going to take a minute for Josh Allen to really find out who his number 1 is, number 2 is. It's like, so obviously I'm thinking Dr. Kike is the number 1, which he is the number 1. But now that Stephon Diggs is gone, he has to spread all those targets.
He got to figure it out.
He got to figure it out. And then let me not forget Max Hollins.
Yeah, Max Hollins from the Raiders last year. Yeah, he was picking up some.
So it'll be new, and they play Miami Thursday night primetime game. You already know, with Miami, the thing about Miami, they just so fast. They're
too explosive.
They're too explosive. So
you can be okay with anybody in that offense in your lineup to start.
Yeah.
But my guy just right here is saying that he got cooked in week 1. He was gonna drop Najee Harris for Dobbins, but he didn't go through with it. I mean, the Steelers are having some problems right now with the quarterback play. I'm not. I didn't really watch. I didn't catch that game. I missed it. Did you catch that one?
Yeah,
the Steelers just went up against the Falcons, right?
I mean, obviously,
they won.
Obviously, I know the defense for the Steelers is good. Like TJ going to do TJ things.
Yeah.
Pickens had he had a solid game. It's just that takes time too. It's just because you got going from Russ to Justin, from Justin to Russ, so people, they all got to get chemistry too. I know people got Pat Freiermuth. He just signed a big deal, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna get him in the offense acclimated. They play the Broncos. They play the Broncos.
The Broncos defense, they put up some good points.
So that should be
against the Seahawks.
That should be interesting. See, as of right now, I don't know who they're rolling with. Do they want to go with the revenge game? They let Russ sit a week, then start him against Denver, get his lit back, or do they ride the wave, let Justin Fields, he got his first W as a starter, so it's just what you want to go with. Me personally, I got Bo Nix coming out in that win. He had solid debut compared to other rookie quarterbacks. So it's just he played the Seattle defense.
Did you end up starting him?
Nah. I didn't end up starting him. But he has outlook. Sutton, if you have him, I mean, he got 11 targets that game, so that's a good outlook going into the season. So he is throwing in his direction.
Yeah, taking a pause on the matchups this week. My guy is talking about should he start Najee or save Flowers? He's running in 1 running back and 3 wide receivers set this week. He's planning on sitting Najee. Well, who are your other running backs is what I have to say. And then I want to say that you should start Zay Flowers.
They play the Raiders, man.
They play the Raiders this week.
It's at home.
The Ravens were doing a really good job of utilizing the run. They got Zay Flowers involved in some carries, so I mean that's good upside for volume. So absolutely, I'm starting Zay Flowers. Your other running backs, you would have to tell us. Najee Harris going up against the Broncos. I mean,
but who was his other running back?
Yeah, we gotta know. We gotta know who's the other running backs. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of production from the receivers happening this year. So he has James Conner, Tyreek, and Nico Collins. All you have to do is start James Conner. Absolutely.
Start James Conner, man.
Start James Conner. If you didn't start him last week, I don't know why.
I say start James Conner because obviously you seen they're playing the Rams.
Yeah, they're playing
and you just seen the Rams couldn't contain the run throughout the whole game. Montgomery had a solid game. Jameer, solid game. And when they went into overtime, all Detroit did was run it in the end zone.
Punch it in the face.
They didn't really have to throw the ball against them that game. That's like, yeah, so James Conner, he may have the same outcome. Like, you gotta remember, Aaron Donald not up there on that D-line, so like they gotta get chemistry. Like, they gotta get, like, we ain't never gotta get used to our playing with the anchor. So
yeah, you just want to attack those weak links in defenses. So I mean, if you're seeing teams getting ran all over on them, then absolutely find those running backs and those offenses that's going up against a lackluster defense, and then you should come out with an edge on your opponent. But yeah, man, that sounds like you got a pretty good lineup there, man. You got Zay Flowers, you got James Conner, you got Nico Collins, and you got some other receivers. It sounded like you had a pretty solid draft, but you probably just came up short with you guys probably got injured. You probably had a tight end who didn't perform too hot, and you just gotta adjust. You don't want to panic tell your guys.
It's only week one.
It's only week one. You want to just reanalyze
pump
the
the
bench, and see who's on your team producing. If no one's on your team producing, you gotta hit that waiver wire before Wednesday. We're gonna start doing we're gonna do our show probably on Tuesday because we know the waiver wires go through Wednesday. I got all my notifications at 6 a.m. this morning. So
who's in, who out, who hurt, who not hurt.
Yeah, you gotta get those waiver requests in before Wednesday. Damn near before like Tuesday night, because Tuesday night everyone's scrambling around on the waiver wires looking for those guys that were sleepers that put up some crazy numbers. So if you're able to do your homework, look at the waiver wires, see who's available, and then select it before someone beats you to it, because usually how the waivers works is your ranking in the league and the point system and your position in your division.
Yes,
so you gotta move quick. And if you stay tuned in to the Fantasy Twins, we're gonna let you know who's hot and who's not.
Who's hot, who not, who got the belt to what. And
so going into week 2, man, we got the Bills and the Dolphins for a Thursday night Amazon primetime game tomorrow. And who you liking?
Come on, man. Y'all know Miami's gonna torch them. So good divisional matchup. But it's just like,
division matchup.
You seen what Tyreek did the day he got arrested, and that translated that to the game. He put up a $130. Like, so if anything, that even sparked him. That even sparked him to have maybe a better season than what he had last year. Because Tua threw for 300 something.
Yeah, Tua did excellent for me.
So like Tua threw for 300. Like I said, like Miami, they the fastest receivers on turf, grass. Like even when you think like, dang, he not really doing nothing. Bang, chunk play, Tyreek, touchdown.
Chunk play,
easy. So like, Miami just has more upside in that matchup. Like Josh Allen got to find out who's his go-to guy, who my second go-to guy. Like who can I rely on the 3rd and 5? Like
they can contain Josh Allen from running around. Then the Dolphins.
And if the Dolphins can't contain two of the running backs that Miami have, it's a long night for them because Mostert or Achane is going to be a problem. But
yeah, they're saying Achane is he's questionable right now, but I wouldn't be too worried about Achane. They changed. He put up good amount of points for me. But A Chain and the Bills, against the Bills, I'm definitely gonna start keeping him up there. Started.
And what about this anticipated matchup? Even though ain't really anticipated because you know Patrick is gonna win. So
Who they going up against?
they're going up against the Bengals. Kansas City plays the Bengals. Now, for me, this is a bounce back week for anybody that has anyone from KC on their team. So the Bengals, their defense don't look too good. So let's just keep it a buck. Xavier Worthy, he should get off in that game. Travis Kelce should have a way better week than he had last week for sure. So if you have Travis Kelce like me, don't panic on Travis Kelce at all. He will get his numbers. Patrick Mahomes will play better. He didn't play all right. He played okay last week.
He played okay.
But for a fantasy perspective, not play good. 15, 14 points is not going to do it. Now when quarterbacks are putting in the 20s and
being
like,
in the high 20s.
High 20s is just like
we need
that's what I'm saying. You need Travis Kelce to get him going, to get that team moving. I think they'll beat the Bengals. I don't know from the Bengals side if T. Higgins is playing. He's questionable with the hamstring injury.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like it just has to be they both need to play, man. I mean, Jamar Chase, he had an all right game, but you get T. Higgins, Jamar back on the field. Maybe that's what Joe Burrow just need to see both of them to his left, to his right, because him throwing to receivers that I don't know their names.
If you don't know the guys in the field,
I don't know the guys on the field. And obviously, they ain't making enough noise because ain't nobody picking them up on the waiver wire. So
not until
everybody,
it's too late,
Everybody hoping the Bengals get their act together.
Yeah. So taking a pause on that real quick, we got Sergio coming in with a question: should he trade Travis Etienne and Brian Gomez for Chris Olave?
Trade Travis who?
Travis Etienne, the Jacksonville.
Oh, Travis Etienne?
Yeah, Etienne.
For who?
For Olave.
No.
Who's Brian Gomez? Brian Gomez sounds like
You talking about Etienne? Don't trade Etienne.
Yeah, for Olave, I mean,
bro. Look, Etienne would have had that touchdown, y'all, if it didn't get punched out. Y'all got to think about that.
Yeah.
They would have put the game away, and then that's what turned that game around. They punched the ball out, 2 possessions. Who comes alive? Tyreek Hill. So it's just that's what I'm saying. That was just situational. He would have had a hell of a day if he doesn't get that fumble. So
yeah, I think you don't trade for guys right away after week 1, even though it might be really tempting. Chris Olave, I have him. I started him, and he didn't really, help me.
You started him against Dallas this week.
I think I'm gonna replace Olave with Shaheed this week. I think, the return. So the returns, man, were really impressive to me for week 1. We've seen, a lot of guys, get active, get really active in the return game.
Yeah, and shout out Dallas from the Cardinals.
DJ Dallas, yeah.
First one to run it back. First one to run it back this season to kick off the new kickoff format. So that was always good to see.
That's really good to see.
So yeah.
The Saints, I'm looking for them to be a little bit more competitive than the Browns going into week 2. The Browns
They're the Browns.
They got issues, off-field issues. So, the Saints, they should definitely, be coming in. I'm not sure if they're coming to Dallas or where they're playing, but
speaking on the Browns, we don't know what. It's so hard to talk about the Browns.
Not Dallas.
It's so it's so hard to talk about the Browns because we don't know what Deshaun Watson is going to look like from week to week. Because that Deshaun Watson we saw, he got sacked 6 times. That's definitely not the production you want on your fantasy.
Yeah, he only threw for 170 yards.
Pretty sure he's not on a lot of people's teams. Leading it's like as of right now, it's a lot of quarterbacks I'm taking over Deshaun. Like if Geno Smith is available, I'm taking Geno Smith over Deshaun Watson. Right now,
right there.
Yeah, right now, definitely has more upside. You know why? His receivers are healthy. He's not down a tight end. So Njoku's day to day, week to week ankle injury.
Yeah.
So it's just like all that leaves is Amari, Elijah Moore, and Judy. But that's only if the quarterback play is good, bro. You cannot take 6 sacks.
What do they have behind Watson?
Jameis, Hype Man, Winston.
Oh yeah, Jameis Winston. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they can be all right, man. They can be all right. They have too many weapons around them to like not be, putting up points, man. But Dallas's defense.
It's just like if we keep it in a buck, y'all, because we're gonna keep it a buck. Deshaun at this point is like that old girlfriend that used to be.
Oh, I'm sorry, they're going against the Jaguars.
That used to be nice, and then she just lost her groove. Like once we knew who that dude was in Houston, like look at that's a non-factor. Houston got a whole new chapter in the page. Like forgot about you. We got new wide receiver core, new this. So it's just people like Deshaun. Well, Deshaun got to prove to himself. Like
he's just going through a lot right now, and when you got things on your mind is going to affect how you perform. And, he's just probably just going to keep battling through all the adversity that he's been through. It's nothing new for him. But, I mean, it's the NFL. You gotta produce.
Hopefully you get it right.
It's a business.
Hopefully you get it right. Because if Joe Flacco could come in off the couch and turn that team around, he got to get it right, man.
Yeah.
He has to get it right. So hopefully Deshaun get it right.
Yeah, Deshaun got him on my bench in my ESPN.
But I told him not to draft him and to start, even to begin with. You see, told him not to draft him, man.
So now it's funny that you say that because we have Geno Smith available, Malik Willis, Jacoby Brissett.
And you taking Geno out of all of those people you named, bro.
Derek Carr is there.
No, I'm not falling for that Derek Carr hype, bro. Like he played against the Panthers. Now let's see what he do when Michael Parsons is coming off the edge.
Yeah.
Like we gonna like that's what I'm saying. Like he didn't get sacked. Like Derek Carr didn't get sacked last week. So like quarterbacks taking sacks is very critical to quarterback production in fantasy. You don't want your quarterback to take a lot of sacks.
Yeah, if he's taking sacks, he's
good.
Losing his confidence during the game, not hitting his receivers, not running the plays.
So
it's gonna be a big test for Derek Carr this week. But like I said, I'm looking for the Saints to generate some offense, off of their momentum from special teams. So I'm definitely gonna go on over to my NFL fantasy and put Shaheed in my lineup over Olave.
Okay, what about we haven't talked about, the Eagles. But they be getting I know y'all Eagle fans, y'all be getting little attitudes. We don't talk about y'all, but we gonna talk about y'all. We're gonna talk about the Eagles. And so Saquon opening debut in Brazil had 3 tutties and
that was major.
Went crazy. Like,
and I hate to see that because I drafted him first last year. People were trying to get on my head about my first draft pick in ESPN League, which was CeeDee Lamb. And I was thinking hard about Saquon, but I had too much trauma from last season.
After that first game, I ain't gonna lie. We played the Eagles this year. The Eagles look nice.
Saquon, let's say
Saquon look nice, but the offense looks more fluid.
Yeah, I mean,
even
the
though
passing game, Jalen Hurts, you can look for Jalen Hurts to be a little bit reckless, man. He's just throwing that thing anywhere.
I mean, they do play the Falcons, and the Falcons the Falcons low key got an underrated defense that people really don't talk about over there. Like the Falcons have a defense.
The Falcons, how did their defense do week 1? Let's see. So the Falcons only generated 2 sacks, and they got you 6 fantasy points. So, and that was against Pittsburgh. So if I got the Falcons defense, I'm not starting them.
Don't start them against Philly.
I'm not starting them against Philly.
Don't start them against Philly. No.
You got too many weapons over there in Philly. With Saquon running loose, getting over 20 carries, you know, it's not going to be good if you can't slow that guy down. He's going to,
that's
do
the thing.
as much as
If you can't slow their run game down, it's going to be a hard time beating them because that run game opens up the play action, and all that leads is to touchdowns to AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Goddard. So it's just like he's like he's the chess. He's like their Christian McCaffrey. That's how it's looking. Like if they get Saquon going early, then it's gonna be a long day.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it's like.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns first game. That's the Madden video game numbers right there. But the Eagles, they're definitely a lock. Definitely a lock this week.
Eagles should beat the Falcons.
Eagles should beat the Falcons.
What about
we said the Titans over the Jets?
Hell no. The Jets are beating the Titans.
Oh yeah. The Titans, the Titans they barely lost to the Dolphins.
So we doing like a rundown. Like who else you got? So we got the 49ers and the Vikings.
49ers and the Vikings.
I got the 49ers taking that good upside for them. They play the Vikings. Then you got the Bills
Dolphins.
and the Dolphins. That's a divisional game. It could be a shootout. It could be slow, but at the same time, if you got anyone from the Dolphins, you know what the deal is. Any given moment,
right?
One missed tackle, touchdown. So I got the Dolphins. Then we got
taking the Dolphins.
We got the Jags versus the Browns.
We're all talking about the Browns and their quarterback situation.
Man, I have the Browns defense. Their defense is Myles Garrett is going to get to Trevor Lawrence at least once.
At least once you can count on.
You could count on that. Like so far as him turning it over, like you do have a good chance of the Browns staying in the game because their defense could keep it close.
Yeah.
But like if I'm going just head to head matchup, I would take Jacksonville to win the game.
Yeah, I like that. I like that pick because Jacksonville, they were able to keep up with Miami's explosive offense. They just, they just came up short with receivers dropping the ball. Guys just, not being as hungry as the Dolphins were, considering what happened before the start of the game. So I think Jacksonville, they're upset off of that last minute field goal walk-off loss, and they put it on the Browns going into week 2.
Yeah,
so you can look out for that. Chargers, Panthers. I mean,
obviously,
the Chargers go 2-0.
The Chargers are gonna win. The Panthers are Sorry, Bryce Young, but it's just like you're not.
You gotta figure it out, man. I mean, shout out Bryce Young, Cathedral alone, but I mean, hey man, keep fighting. We got the Buccaneers and the Lions.
That might be the sleeper game of the week right there.
That's gonna be a good one right
That's
there.
That's a lot of
good matchup.
Mike Evans gonna do Mike Evans things, and I know anybody that has a Miles St. Brown, start him this week. I'm pretty sure they're gonna get him his touches going into this next game.
Yeah,
because they're playing a way more better opponent. Like I could say that. Like
but Tampa Bay's defense, they lost some pieces. They lost some good pieces last year.
Nah, but I don't know. I got that game. I got that coming down to the thread.
Yeah.
I got that coming down to the thread. I don't know. I feel like Tampa Bay edging by a field goal.
Yeah, personally, I'm starting the Lions defense this week. It might be you know, a tough one, but
Remember
I mean,
Baker coming off a 4 touchdown Sunday. Like this is week from week, y'all. So it's just like what happened last week may not translate to this week.
yeah, you know, nothing's promised in the
So,
NFL, man. Nothing is promised.
Like Detroit does have a solid defense with Aiden Hutchinson coming off. So
Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson was able to come up with that clutch sack to you know, send the game to overtime.
Then we talked about
Matt Stafford, you know.
well, you got Seattle and New England. Like New England, yeah, they won their game because
Seattle and New England.
the Cincinnati Bengals didn't play. They played down to their competition at the crib. But do I expect New England to beat Seattle? Absolutely not. So that is like Kenneth Walker. Yeah, I forgot Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker
He got off. He got off for Seattle. I totally forgot. So it's just like, yeah, Seattle, they look good defensive wise too. You know, they got the Ravens' old defensive coordinator, so I already know he gonna have them boys looking nice out there. But they should beat the Patriots. The Patriots won't start their season off 2-0.
Yeah, starting off 2-0.
Nah, not them. They got lucky with that one win, but Jacoby Brissett, I don't see him beating the Seahawks. No.
Yeah, the Seahawks, they gonna come into town, you know,
So,
really excited.
And who you got with that Bears and the Texans?
The Bears and the Texans, I think starting with Caleb Williams, I think, you know, comes into week 2, you know, looking at, okay, I did like this in week 1, you know, I got to step it up. I'm playing against another young guy who had a phenomenal rookie season. That's someone
Ballin'.
that's someone, you know, I want to, you know, try to match and, you know, compete with. So I think Caleb Williams really turns it on this week, getting his guys acclimated. I mean, even with Rome going down,
He still got weapons.
he still has some weapons. He's just gonna have to turn it up a lot.
He still got weapons.
DeAndre Swift, he looked pretty solid. Checking down to Swift.
I have him on one of my fantasy teams. Yeah.
But
this gonna
be a tight one, man.
This gonna be well. See, we really gonna see how good Chicago's defense really is.
Right.
Because now they're going up against a 3-headed monster on the other side with Tank, Nico, and Stephon. And now that it's looking like the Texans got and established a real run game, that may be dangerous. Like that's what I'm saying. So that may come down who could get them 3 and outs and like time of possessions. But like who I'm really rolling with, I'm gonna roll with CJ. I got the Texans, you know, beating them. I gave like 27-24.
27-24.
Yeah, for that game, like, because you never could count on DJ Moore or Keenan Allen to make a play. So it's just like it's a lot of vets in that game on both sides. So
right. Who do they have favored for that? They have
who's at home?
I'm not sure who's at home.
Let me see.
But they have.
Or the Texans are at home.
Yeah, and the Texans are favored. The Texans are favored for the spread and the money line. And they have this game going over 45 total points. So we're going to see how good the Bears defense really is. I mean, historically, the Bears defense has always been good. You know, they got a young quarterback, and so they're probably knowing that, you know, he might, you know, turn that ball over. So they gotta go out there and generate some turnovers
I mean,
themselves.
it's gonna be his first couple games are gonna be hard, y'all, because coordinators that's scheming up for Caleb, they gonna show him formations that he ain't never seen in college.
Right.
So it's gonna take some time for him to really see everything and change everything at the line of scrimmage. So he gonna have his rookie blues. Every rookie has his blues. Like nobody comes in like. See, that's the thing. What C.J. Stroud did, he had a Magic Johnson run. That rarely happens.
Yeah.
You rarely go into a deep playoff run like that. So now he even got a better team with more weapons. So it's just like look how much experience he didn't gain off his first year.
Right.
He didn't been in the first playoff scenario game. He lost, so he know what it to lose like in the playoffs. Like, so he know what it is to lose like in the playoffs. Like, he didn't win up against Lamar Jackson, so that's why he kind of has the edge over Caleb right now. That is just all like, bro, I've been jumped in the deep end.
Right.
It's just like, now I know I ain't finna drown. Like, I'm finna keep my head above water. Like, so it's just like, yeah. So, like, I got CJ going out there.
And that's the Sunday night game too. So
last game of the day.
Be one to watch, tune in. So you're taking the Texans and
But which game do you think is going to be the blowout of the week? It's always one. You think the Chargers actually might put it on the Panthers since the Saints put it on them?
I feel like
the Chargers might get that.
They might keep the trend going. The Saints were almost put up damn near 50 points. I mean, you gotta have that high expectation. I mean, I think we see
with Harbaugh is possible.
I think we see Harbaugh open up the playbook against the Carolina this week. We're gonna see.
That's what I was thinking.
Justin Herbert's pass attempts go up.
Yeah, Chargers might have the blowout of the week. They might blow out the Panthers.
But yeah, you guys, talking numbers and blowouts. Let's go ahead and open up Prize Picks, see what these sports books are looking like.
Money. That money on.
So Thursday night game, they got Mr. Josh Allen for a 250, 200 minimum, and then a 274.
The 274 has to be the Goblin. That's a Goblin?
Yeah, the Demon.
The Demon. Oh.
And then the Goblin is at 199. And then they got Tua.
What people want to know what they got him at for the rushing, man, because you know he gonna run.
Yeah.
What is those?
They got him rushing for at least 24 yards.
Yeah, that's
38.
That's a cover, man. He gonna be running, man. He'll cover that.
Yeah, he gonna have to move his legs.
Yeah, he like to run. He'll cover that.
And then we got Tua at 270 pass yards and 300 on the high end.
Oh, man, he
324.
He really be. I would take the first one you said, like
the 270.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to play it safe, man. I'll take that 224.
Yeah, 224.
224. We got Baker Mayfield going up against the Lions, and we were just talking about 4 touchdown game. I want to see they got him at 224, 260. $24 yards is crazy for Josh Allen. No, not really. Josh Allen, he likes to move around.
Well, you said they got Baker at what?
They got Baker at 260.
I mean, he may take that because y'all got to think Matt Stafford threw for 317 on them. But that did come along with 2 sacks, a pick, and a touchdown. But Matt Stafford was 34 for 49 last week. Damn,
that's a lot of throws.
Fucking threw the ball
50 times. Yeah. But I mean, Sean McVay, they like to open up that playbook, man. Sam Darnold going up against the 49ers, 226, 200 yards. So everyone's passing yards is looking quite similar this week. They got Anthony Richardson for 200 yards. Derek Carr, they got Derek Carr, 250, 220.
Sam Darnold threw for 208 last week, and what they got him at?
226.
I don't think he even get that
against the Niners.
Nah, they got good linebacker play, bro.
Yeah, Fred Warner, he's all over the place right now.
Yeah, I would take less.
Take the under. So we're gonna fade Sam Darnold this week. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
You going up against that D line and they linebackers. You got Lenore back there picking stuff off. Like, they're gonna double Justin. That's why they're gonna make somebody else beat them. I know the 49ers scheme.
Dude.
But they're gonna double Justin.
Yeah, they got to, right?
And then that leaves Jordan Addison to come through and do something, but like that's definitely gonna be their primary takeaway. Like, all right, if you're gonna beat us, you gotta beat us with somebody else.
Yeah, I feel like they really put Aaron Jones to work. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. But looking at some of these other quarterbacks, Caleb Williams, 200, Jalen Hurts, 230, CJ Stroud, 270. 270.
That means they got everyone projected to at least get 40 yards. At least everyone 40 yards.
Yeah, let's check out the receivers. So T Hill, you already know, 100 ball, nothing new there. Okay, yeah, here we go. 40 yards. Shakir, he was a pretty popular name I was hearing for the Bills.
Right, 40 yards.
That might be a good one. Keon Coleman, 44 yards. Dawson Knox, 13. And they got Kincaid at 44.
But they got Allen's rushing attempts at though. Like how many times they think he's gonna run the ball?
Rush attempts. They got him at 8.5. So
let me see.
if they got him at 8.5 rush attempts, then he's definitely gonna get those 24 yards with his feet.
Last week he rushed 9 times for 39 yards.
9 for 39.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he's running for those first downs. And going up against Miami, they're gonna need those first downs.
Yeah, he might be running a little bit more.
Yeah. I would take the 24 though.
I'll take it. Yeah, he might run the ball 11 times, 12 times.
Cause it's picky going with rush attempts. Cause it's like, they could just do anything, man.
But it's like when you playing a division opponent, you trying to fucking win.
Yeah, you trying to win. You gotta put up points. You gotta put up points. You gotta move the ball. You got those first downs. You gotta get in field goal range.
So yeah, like that's what I'm saying. He gonna be Superman.
Yeah, this might be a good
gonna be Superman.
Good slip to attack.
That's the thing, y'all. We know Tua don't run. So that's why his passing yards is always high.
Yeah.
Like Josh Allen run and pass. Like
I mean, we did see Tua use his legs a little bit, but not a lot.
He's not using his legs like the other quarterbacks, like the Richardsons, the Murrays, or the Allens, the Lamars, the Daniels.
Yeah, he's not doing
That's not his really play style when you have a wide receiver, 2 wide receivers that's burning people on streak routes. So there's no need for him to really run around.
Yeah. So they got Waddle for eight receptions. T Hill 11 receptions. That's high, man. Yeah, they're expecting him to be,
Well, first off, Tyreek is going to be the player of the game. I'm just letting y'all know. Like, look at the week that transpired for him. This whole week gonna be
a short week,
but how Tyreek really like just killed that week.
Prime time game too
on Amazon.
Oh yeah, he's definitely every start T Hill no matter what.
Right.
No matter what. Now pass completions, 22s. For the guys tomorrow, 22 completions. Yeah, if you're getting 20 completions, then you're shredding the defense. Your run game might be not really where it should be at, but if you're getting 20 completions from your quarterback, then the offense is.
What about What about the quarterback? We ain't talking about him, but he the highest paid now. He came out, canceled out the noise, Dak, and put it on the Browns. So where they got his yards at? What they expect him to do against the Saints, man? The people
They
may want to
expected
know.
Dak to put it in the air, man. 23.5 completions, and then they want to see Dak for 250 passing yards and 274, 300 on the high end against the Saints. I feel like Dallas, they keep the momentum rolling. They keep doing what's working right now. We just lost Jake Ferguson.
I just mean like Dak didn't really throw for 200 last week. They had better rushing game for sure from a lot of.
Yeah, the special teams would have showed up. We Turpin returned a punt.
Like it was Ezekiel had a solid day.
I think the first play that I saw.
Hey, Ezekiel actually had
man. The first play that I saw.
Ezekiel had let me see what he. So he had 10 touches on 40 yards and a touchdown. That's not.
You only have 40 yards.
On 10 touches and a touchdown.
Man.
I mean, that's 10 points for fantasy. That's not.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but it's kind of a good way to.
Need more than touchdowns.
It's kind of a good way to start off the season for him, though.
Yeah.
So that means now you could look forward of him getting red zone touches,
Right. Okay.
So he made Ezekiel has a chance to be kind of like what Gus Edwards was last year for the Ravens. When you look at Gus Edwards' touchdowns, they all came inside the 10-yard line, the red zone. I need a big body. We need to really get this.
He's gonna power through there.
So it's just Zeke could get a lot of red zone touches, and then I forget the other running back name.
Rico.
Dow. They used him for
how many touches did he get?
8.
8 for
26.
We gotta figure out that run game out there in Dallas, because once we get pressure on, once Dak gets pressure, he's kind of known to panic a little bit.
But see, that's the thing. See, look right here. So Jake Ferguson is out. Last week he had 6 targets. So those 6 targets is going to somebody else.
It's going to somebody else, or are they gonna pick it up in the run game?
Because CD had 10 targets last week. Brandon Cook had 7.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Brandon Cook that's what I'm saying. Y'all go get him on the waiver wire. He's available. So them 5 targets that the tight ends was getting. Dak may split those and turn that 7 into 10 and turn CD's 10 into 15.
So definitely can do that.
So it's just you got to think about it like that. So it's just somebody's numbers is going to increase regardless.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's good production over there. I mean, I got Dallas beating the Saints because the Saints ain't play nobody, y'all. They played the Panthers.
They only played the Panthers. This is a real week.
We supposed to clap it up for them because y'all played.
You gotta do what you're expected to do.
Come on, man. They played the Panthers. For all the Saints fans, hey, who that, man? Yeah, who that? But y'all gotta go to Jerry's World now.
Yeah, I definitely think it's gonna be a game of special teams. Special teams is definitely
y'all got Derek Carr. That's all.
Special teams is definitely the focus, man. With this new kickoff.
Y'all got Derek Carr.
Guys not being able to return, so once they get the punt team on the field, and I'm sure they draw up a play.
The way Dallas plays, I feel like this may be a good scheme. I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints actually utilize Taysom Hill in this game.
Ooh, yeah, I got Taysom Hill on my bench.
That's because you gotta go into your bag when you're playing the team that could score on the defensive side along as the offensive side.
Yeah.
So it's just you gotta go into your bag, because did Alvin Kamara what did he do last week?
Yeah, Alvin Kamara, he did pretty solid for me last week. He gave me a solid 1 second. Week 1. Yeah, he gave me a solid 22 points, man. 22 points from a running back off of 15 attempts for 83 yards and a touchdown and 5 receptions. Yeah. And I got a lot of shit for dropping Alvin Kamara, and he's doing his job. So we got another guy, Skills all day here. With,
shout out Skills.
Skills all day. So start Richardson, R. Daniels, trade Myers for Pollard. He has running backs Brees Hall, Rashad White, Mason, Bigsby, Brown, and Blake Corum. Man, you're pretty deep at running back, man. And then receivers, he has Wilson from the Cardinals, Michael Pittman, Waddle, Ridley, Williams. I'm not sure which Williams you're referring to.
That's the one on Detroit.
Oh, okay, Williams. Okay.
He just put up like a $133.
And then McBride and Browers, tight ends. So man, you absolutely start Anthony Richardson
this week.
Yeah.
I would have started Jaden Daniels. Look, he playing the Giants, but hey, you could start Anthony Richardson.
Or Daniels. Jaden Daniels over Anthony Richardson this week.
I mean, I'm expecting Washington to actually beat the brakes off the Giants.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, man, you do take. You do attack the weak link, but
if Sam Darnold could look good against the Giants, I know for sure Jaden Daniels could look good against the Giants. Like,
I mean, if you wanna take that gamble, man.
I mean, you could take. I mean, either way, it's hard because it's just like the Green Bay's defense is good.
Yeah, I feel like Green Bay's defense was some more fire underneath them.
Like
after losing their starting QB.
Like you gotta think they really couldn't just contain the run, but like not everybody going up against Saquon every week, so it's just like
well, my guy's saying go with Jaden Daniels, man. And then
I mean, both of them did start off a hot. They both put up around 26-25. Like,
yeah.
But if I know what defense is gonna like predicate to stop, like which one to force him to pass and not gonna run, it's definitely gonna be the Packers. Like they just lost to the Eagles, so they seem to deal threat. Like, so they gonna focus on run contain. Like, make sure if he leave the pocket, we have a spot on him at all times. Like, I really got to worry about that with the Giants because they just the Giants. Like,
right. Yeah.
That's why it's a bet in Vegas that they're not going to win that many games. Like,
that's true.
Like, so it's just like, hey, like.
Yeah, I think you take Jaden Daniels, man.
Because that's a big game for Eckler too. Like,
Yeah, you know what, man? That's the strategy, man. You want to attack the weak links, man, because going up against a really sound defense is gonna cause like a more conservative playbook.
And you gotta think like from a mental standpoint, like. Do we really think the Giants players really think they making the playoffs or a wild card? Like they know they're not even they know they're not making the wild card or the playoffs. Like that's why you look at Malik Neighbors. I'll just go out there and do you do your job, but your quarterback is trash.
Right.
So
we not to cut you off, but we got another question here. If A-Chain doesn't play, Jeff Wilson Jr. or Jalen Wright? So I'm not really familiar. I'm not familiar. We're not familiar with Jalen Wright, but I don't think A-Chain's injury is that severe. In a full PPR league, and they're going up against the Bills tomorrow. So
we need a running back
for who?
Miami.
Oh, Yeah, man, I wouldn't.
I would go
wouldn't.
A-Chain though.
Yeah, I wouldn't start Jalen Wright. He's got Mostert there as well. I think A-Chain. I think I'm gonna still go ahead and start A-Chain. I have him on my roster as well. But I don't think you want to rely on your number 3 running back in the division game. That's just my take on that. What do you think about that?
I mean, which one's I starting? Most start?
A-Chain. And then, so it's A-Chain, Mostert, and then I guess.
I mean, unless they gonna use him
Jalen
for
Wright.
rushing and then use Mostert as a receiving back, that's the only way I can see that how that plans out. Like, all right, Mostert, you don't have to take all the punishment today. Like, we gonna go 5 hours.
Oh, they said so Mostert's out tomorrow. What the hell's going on with Mostert?
So they both out. Damn.
So A-Chain is questionable, but let me read up on A-Chain real quick. What's going on with A-Chain? I mean, I'm not really panicking about A-Chain. He has an ankle concern. Ankles are you can usually get by an ankle.
That's gonna be game time decision because it's literally all right. So this is where you will find out. Okay, so if neither of them practice tomorrow or they don't go through any run throughs.
Well, they play tomorrow.
Well, I know, but
Yeah.
like
Tomorrow.
you're gonna definitely get a notification 2 hours or an hour before kickoff. Definitely, Adam Schefter's definitely gonna let you know who's in, who's out. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at A-Chain starting tomorrow. Go with A-Chain for sure. And then Skills is agreeing with you about your point against Daniels against the Giants. And he says it makes a lot of sense why it'll be tough to play Richardson. Okay. Yeah, shout out to Skills, man. A-Chain is game time to see.
Hey, man, look, we just want to help you win. We just want to help y'all win y'all weeks, man. You know. We gotta share good knowledge with, you know, we the fantasy twins. We gotta put y'all up on game that we think is put you in the best position to win week in and week out. So
yeah, make sure y'all follow the Instagram page, the TikTok, Fantasy Twins Pod,
Fantasy Twins Pod, you know. But that's just the way it's work, you know. Some weeks you hot, some weeks you not.
Yeah. So looking past the matchups. Going into your fantasy lineup, who are you afraid of to face this week?
All right, let me see.
And then you can share your team.
Let me see who
on the screen mirror
this week.
You can go ahead and show them what you're working with. Yeah, A-Chain being a game time decision.
Dang, Josh Jacobs questionable too.
When they put the questionable guys, it's like they're not sure. They haven't updated the
just
IR.
It's good. Questionable is he's playing. Then it goes from questionable to probable, and then if it goes from that to doubtful, if it's doubtful, they're not
doubtful.
playing.
You gotta be ready.
Yeah, they're not playing because then it's gonna go inactive. All right, let me see.
Yeah, there's a screen mirror.
Man, who do we got? Man, so this week I'm running it back. With Joe Burrow. Running it back with Joe Burrow because
Okay, Mr. Burrow. All right, so you got Joe Burrow.
I'm going up against Trevor Lawrence. Then my running backs. Hopefully Christian McCaffrey plays this week, y'all. I know everyone that has him like me.
I don't know, man.
But hopefully he plays.
Sub him out, bro.
So, but I'm going up against Gus Edwards. And then my second running back is Josh Jacobs. And he has White from the Raiders. DK, I feel like DK should have a better week since they play the Patriots.
Okay.
And then Jamar Chase, they play Kansas City, so that may be iffy because Andy Reid's just a good coach. And with scheming your best player out. Y'all literally seen him do that to Mark Andrews. So like,
Right.
and then I have Tank Dell, and the person I'm going up against, he has Drake London. So Tank Dell, they play Chicago, and the Falcons play Philly. So I feel like Tank Dell should win that matchup. Philly actually has a better, like a harder defense to like
To get past.
Yeah. And then like the tight ends, I got Kincaid.
Still rocking with Kincaid?
Yeah, man, it's I have to, bro. And then he has George Kittle. Like they play against Minnesota. Like I told y'all, I got George Kittle my other week. You can't never expect George Kittle to have all these monster games because he's in a system-based offense.
Right.
Let me say it again: a system-based offense. So whoever is hot that night, that's who's going to be the player of the game. Like,
right.
So moving forward, in the flex, if T. Higgins don't play, I am moving Isaiah Likely in my flex, and he has Devontae Adams. And then the kicker I got from the Saints going up against the Raiders kicker, and defense I got the Browns against Chicago. They say I'm projected to win the week. From the look at it, I need this week to really come through for me. Starting with Christian McCaffrey. Hopefully he gets healthy, so he's ready to go, man. But if I don't, if Christian McCaffrey don't play, I got Justice Hill to slide in that slot right there.
That's good.
Picked him up on the waiver wire, yeah. And if T. Higgins don't play, I got Isaiah Likely to put in out the flex right there, like.
Yeah, those are some good stuff.
So
Likely. I feel like you need to start them, man.
What?
Hill and Likely must start.
Yeah, like.
The Ravens against the Raiders this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let me see. I'm gonna go to the.
Definitely want to see the Ravens, really run that thing. I want to see Lamar not run as much.
Nah, that was just that.
I want to see him, be.
And then for my ESPN league,
some throws out there, man. Throw the ball around, man.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Shit to Zay Flowers.
This is a tough one for me.
Yeah, what you got on ESPN? What's it looking like this week 2?
So I want to start Kyler Murray against the Rams because, I know, it's a division game, so you're going to do anything in your will to win.
Yeah, who are you going up against, too?
I'm going up against week 2.
Yeah.
I'm going up against Lamar.
Okay.
Kyron Williams, Rasheed White from Tampa Bay, Justin Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk, Dalton Schultz, A-Chain, Kansas City defense, and Dallas kicker. See, on my team, so I have Murray, Derrick Henry, Eckler, Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Travis Kelce, and I moved Isaiah Likely in the flex, and I have 49ers defense and Justin Tucker. And then on the bench, I got Jerry Jeudy, Romeo Oduze is hurt, so Pat Freiermuth, and then I picked up Mason if I ever needed. I scooped him up, and Leggett. But I feel like
I don't know, man. I feel like you could you can move Kelce, man.
You think so?
I think Jeudy might give you a little bit of an edge.
I just feel like
I know the quarterback situation is iffy in Cleveland.
I just don't see Travis Kelce really going quiet 2 weeks in a row.
I feel like
that was
Kansas City.
That was like y'all got a ring ceremony, all that bull. Now you got that 1 week under your belt. Cool, we won, but at the same time we almost lost by an inch, or it could have went to overtime. But I know how him and Patrick Mahomes. If I would have you involved in the offense early, we could have put another 2 touchdowns on them. It wouldn't even have been that close.
Yeah, but I feel like week 1 you don't pull all your tricks out the hat. They wanted to showcase.
I know,
Xavier Worthy.
Right now, I just feel like that Cincinnati defense is not good enough to really stop nobody like Kansas City.
Yeah.
defense. Like, if y'all worried about Xavier Worthy, like, who y'all point of emphasis is like Travis gonna be right there. I just feel like they may get Hollywood Brown back this week, so it's just like the Chiefs, they're just in better position to beat the Bengals at this given time. Like right now, like
Yeah.
I ain't saying the Bengals can't beat them, but like going into week 2, the Chiefs are way. They don't have injury issues or like chemistry issues, so it's just like I just feel like there's more upside for them. And then it's just like if they start off 2-0, like that's gonna be good for Patrick Mahomes, like because he didn't
So
beat.
I feel like they play a little bit more conservative too.
But that's why they do got the win probability 50-50 split, literally
for what?
For in my ESPN, they got him projected 127.7, Mead 126.6. But since I seen I'm going up against Lamar, I have to play Kyler Murray. Like I have to move CJ to the bench because it's just like, them running, bro. That running is
the running
that kills you, bro. Like, I have to match up with like his production because it's like Lamar will run for first downs as opposed to same as Kyler Murray. So like I gotta match the production. Like CJ is more of a passer, but like. And it's the Raiders we talking about. Like, like they may want to blitz him, and I'm going. Like,
man.
What about yours, man? Let me know.
Okay.
Get off the mirror real quick. Yeah.
So man, it sounds like you got a tough one in that ESPN.
Yeah, man.
I think I have a tough matchup in my ESPN.
We want to know in the ESPN league, baby.
Want to know in ESPN, man.
Yeah, want to know.
NFL fantasy.
0-1.
We gonna figure it out, man.
We gonna figure it out over there.
But going back to ESPN, so I'm facing off against Anthony Richardson this week. I'm facing off against Gibbs, Stephon Diggs, Taysom Hill, Miami's kicker, Seattle's defense, and then Ramondre Stevenson. Oh boy! Okay.
I think what scares me about yo going up against that Seattle defense, the Patriots might not score on them.
Yeah, but I got a good combat against that. I got the Chargers defense facing Carolina.
Okay.
So that's my hack.
Okay.
Right there, and I got Aubrey from Dallas to beat his kicker out the blue. I got Austin Eckler and A-Chain.
I got Eckler too.
Eckler and A-Chain going up against Jamar Gibbs and Ramondre Stevenson. We got Eckler going up against the Giants. Gibbs going up against Tampa Bay. So I'm feeling like I should have an edge there at running backs slightly. Stevenson going up against Seattle's somewhat hot defense right now. I got CeeDee Lamb going up against Devontae Adams. We should absolutely win that matchup there. Say Flowers against Stephon Diggs. That one can be pretty tight right there. Taysom Hill, might try to do some magic this week, but we got Sam Laporta right there. Good. Sam Laporta, man. I'm not panicking against having Sam Laporta. He's in a good offense. I got Shaheed, just in case, New Orleans, they want to, get tricky on special teams again. And then, my bench over here, I got Jerry Jeudy, I got Gus Edwards. I was able to secure Allen Lazard, Justice Hill. So, they got me projected to win over here, 123.8 to his 115. And man, I'm feeling pretty confident over here in ESPN, considering my bench. I'm not sure if I want to fill in Lazard for Shaheed because Lazard's 2 touchdowns.
See,
It's nice.
See, I'm having. Would you sit or would you I have Chris Olave on my bench. but I put him on the bench because the Commanders play the Giants, bro.
Yeah, I would absolutely leave Olave on the bench for McLaren.
Like that's why I have him on the bench. So I'm hoping that he does not have one of those. Nobody likes when they like y'all know how it is being a fantasy manager. It's tough out here, man.
It's tough, man. You gotta go with your first instinct though. You gotta trust your gut. You can't have that moment where, man, I wish I should have started him because as it's gonna eat you alive all year.
Yep, you just about who they facing in matchups. Like that's who it really is. Like
yeah, so I should do good over there.
Like if you do have George Kittle this week, he's not a necessary start for tight ends. Depending on if you have
depends on who you have.
Like depending on who you have though, like that's the thing. Like
yeah,
if you have like a Schultz, I would probably start Schultz over George Kittle, cause like CJ gonna look for him more. Like
yeah,
like
it's really tricky with the 49ers, man, because you already know who's their go-to guy.
Yeah, cause like I said like production, like y'all like. He put up 8 points. That's not gonna win nobody week for tight ends. Yeah. That's not gonna you don't want to just
that sharp, man.
Like you don't want to just
sharp.
You don't want to just go off by name, like, cause it's just like you just doing that. Like no, it's George Kittle. It is George Kittle, but at the same time, like Cole Kmet had 3 touchdowns today, and that's who you lost the week to. Hypothetically, it's just like.
Did he really did? Or?
Nah, I'm just saying. I mean, he played for the Bears, but I'm just saying, like, George Kittle is they use him for blocking and other stuff.
Right.
Because I'm starting Pat Freiermuth over him this week.
Yeah, that's a good pick because they going up against.
They paid bro too much money not to throw him the ball. Like he got a brand new deal. Like
who the Steelers play?
They play Denver.
Okay.
I don't know which quarterback is starting. You know they got to play hot potato for that. They better run with the young gun, Justin Fields, man.
That makes sense.
Don't go with Russell Wilson.
Yeah. So going back to the fantasy lineups, I lost by a good 30 points last week because of Caleb Williams and then Olave not coming through, but that's okay. Because week 2, I'm going up against a guy who doesn't even have a quarterback. Jordan Love went down, so they got me projected with him not having a quarterback to win 116 to 104. So I don't really like that cushion that I have. So I'm still looking at my lineup because I'm facing.
You don't have a quarterback, huh?
No quarterback, but
let me look at his team.
I'm facing against Saquon Barkley. I was able to defeat Barkley last week because of my kicker. I'm going up against Pacheco. I'm going up against a Jaden Reed with no Jordan Love. So we're going to see Reed's volume potentially go down. I'm going up against Kelsey, who's projected to have 14 points this week. So I see why you're kind of on the edge with Kelsey.
Oh, yeah. He's just I don't like Travis in this Taylor Swift thing, man. He's not the same Travis no more. We need the beard Travis. That's the Travis that us fantasy managers want. The beard Travis.
Right, yeah.
Not that Uncle Rico Napoleon Dynamite mustache Travis.
Yeah, he's a little bit more conservative now.
Yeah, man. I need the Travis that's headbutting people,
out there getting
cussing the coach out.
But he's 35, man.
You don't want to hear all that. I want to hear all that. I want to hear all
he's
that.
Getting up there.
We ain't going 35 and y'all in the run to go for a 3-peat. We don't want to hear that.
Yeah, but
y'all trying to 3-peat.
Who wants to see the 3-peat though?
We don't want to see the 3-peat, but I'm trying to win my league. All I need you to do is get in the end zone, family. Yeah. That's all I'm asking. Just get in the end zone, man. He didn't do it in the Super Bowl. Get in the end zone,
you gotta get in the end zone.
Get in the end zone, Travis.
Man. But yeah, we got
Yeah, cause I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Last week I didn't do too good because people ain't play. So it's just like, and it was people ain't produce. Like, yeah, I ain't do good. Home Alone, AKO Joe Burrow. He need to find himself.
Yeah, man. It's week to week.
Yeah, it's week. Yeah,
me
me and Joe Burrow. We like this. We like this, dog. I'm watching every game. Not only because you in my division, I watch the game, and he need to go back to the old hair. He dyed his hair. Can't be losing to the Patriots. Can't be losing to the Patriots.
Blowing people's parlays.
Come on, man. Losing to the Patriots. That's not the Joe Shiesty I once knew. And he better come with it to beat Patrick. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, he's got a tough one this week.
Yeah, man. Eat some Frosted Flakes so you could be great. Yeah, man. And you seen they debuted their new uniforms. How did you like those? You know, they did orange on orange, looking like tigers, son.
It was different.
It was different.
I mean,
but it was weak because they
see his guys. You know, you gotta be able to hit those guys in that bright ass orange.
Hey man, hey look, man.
But I mean, this week, man, we're both looking to bounce back in the NFL fantasy.
Bounce back in the NFL fantasy. ESPN, we 1-0. I think I'm gonna win that. I got Tyreek and Cooper Kupp. That's a deadly combo, right? Woo-hoo! And now that Puka's on IR, yes, more volume for Cooper Kupp. So it's just like, hey, yeah, man, I'm good in the ESPN league. Like we playing Lamar this week. I gotta start Kyler Murray. So as much as I like CJ Stroud, it's not beneficial for me, man. Like I gotta start Kyler, bro. Like, cause Lamar, y'all, if y'all don't know, he's going for Michael Vick rushing record. He's trying to break it this season. Like, he's on pace already too.
Number two, right there.
He's on pace. So it's just like, man. But so your upset game of the week after you just scaled the lineups. You see anybody that's like? Last week we said
player wise or team wise?
Just team wise. Last week, upset of the week was definitely like we said, New England. Nobody had them winning, so they take they get the clap for that. You know, shout out to them. Shout out to them, New England. They get the clap for that.
Week, man. Damn, I mean, all these games it look pretty fair. Upsets. I don't like any upsets.
Let me sniff one. Let me see if we really got an upset, family. Let's see.
I don't think we can get any upsets this week.
The upset this week, yes. If the Vikings somehow beat the 49ers.
Oh, you taking that one?
That's an upset.
Yeah, that's an upset.
That's the upset right there. If the Vikings, Minnesota beat 49ers, that's an upset right there.
Yeah, I feel like they always throw in like a good matchup in the morning game.
Yeah, that's the upset. Upset of the week is Minnesota. They beat 49ers. Blowout of the week, Chargers versus the Panthers.
Blowout of the week.
Yeah, like most competitive game of the week will probably be back and forth between Baker and Jared Goff. I can see them going toe to toe. Like that's a good game for both teams. Like neither of those teams are pushover teams.
Not Stafford and the Rams and Cardinals. Who you said?
No, I said Detroit and Tampa Bay.
Oh, Detroit and Tampa Bay.
That's probably gonna be the most competitive.
Yeah,
because they both.
I like that.
They both equal out team wise.
I like that.
Like nobody really has the edge because like. You can never count Mike Evans out, like
you can't,
and you can't count Sam Laporte out. So.
You can't. Yeah, I mean, I like this week for betting money lines, bro.
It's a good week for betting for sure.
It's a good week for betting for sure. Like teams that should win.
Oh, and the upset if the Falcons beat the Eagles, that's an upset, bro. That's an upset, bro. That's an upset. Then they're gonna be high on Kirk Cousins, so he's trying to still prove his point, so he won't get his job taken by Michael Penix. So one of these games, he gonna make a statement game. Hopefully it's not against Philly, but if he does, that would be all right. We gotta rock with him for a couple of more weeks. So
Right.
he trying to have a statement game, people. Like, them was the two upsets. If the Niners lose to Minnesota and Philly lose to the Falcons, because everybody's taking them to cover. So those are upsets of the week, man.
Yeah, week 2, we're looking forward to it. We got week 1 in the books.
Week 1 in the book.
You know, in closing here.
Week 1 in the book. Shake off the rust.
In closing here, you know, you gotta be prepared for the unexpected. And how you gonna be prepared is tuning in to the Fantasy Twins live show. So we're gonna try to do the show Tuesdays, because you know we want you guys to watch the Monday night games.
Tell y'all who's on the radar in the fantasy wires, like.
And then we got the waivers wires. They go through, you know, Wednesday morning. So
by Thursday,
the Thursday game. So you gotta be ready for that Thursday game, even though the Monday game ends the week.
Thursday starts the
week.
week every Thursday.
So yeah, we're gonna look for us. You know, Tuesdays. Look for our clips to be posted out throughout the week on TikTok and Instagram. We're gonna drop those links in the description. So go.
Yeah, because next week gonna be even better.
Absolutely.
Because you know who we play? We got the Cowboys versus the Ravens.
Yeah, y'all want to tune in for
next week. Next week is going up. Yeah.
Going up for sure.
Next week. Tune in. Get in where you fit in. You know, get your stats right. Get your numbers correct. Because we're going to lead you to a W. Fantasy Twins. Yeah.
All right, man. We signing out from here, man. Hopefully y'all have some good luck. And go make sure you get those lineups adjusted.
And make sure to follow Fantasy Twins Podcast on Instagram.